I defend Justin Baldoni in this lawsuit with Blake Lively because I think she's horrible and she's made up this whole thing because she tried to steal his movie.
Today, we dive into one of Hollywood's most explosive legal battles, where the stakes couldn't be higher. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, two of the industry's most celebrated figures, now face a lawsuit that could reach an astronomical $400 million. This isn't simply a financial dispute, it's a clash that could redefine the very essence of their careers. Every document, every testimony, and every legal maneuver is being scrutinized under the microscope of public and professional opinion. The lawsuit is a convergence of high finance, celebrity ego, and the intricate dynamics of power in Hollywood, challenging the traditional boundaries between art and business. As we follow this developing story, it's clear that the outcome could have reverberations far beyond the courtroom, potentially reshaping the landscape of celebrity legal battles for years to come. The controversy ignited when Blake Lively's promotional campaign for a film took an unexpected turn. A project intended as a dark, emotionally charged exploration of domestic abuse was misleadingly marketed as a lighthearted romance, creating a seismic PR misfire. Instead of addressing the growing backlash, Lively amplified her response by aggressively plugging her personal brands, her hair care line, an alcohol brand, and high-end fashion choices, all at a time when sensitivity was needed. This misalignment between the film's serious subject matter and the lighthearted promotional tone provoked an outcry from both fans and critics, painting a picture of a celebrity seemingly disconnected from the gravity of her work. The ensuing PR disaster has not only damaged her public image, but has also set off a chain reaction, intensifying the legal and professional challenges now facing her. The fallout from this campaign is a stark reminder that in Hollywood, reputation is everything, and once lost, it is incredibly hard to rebuild.
I think that's like the sign of a good relationship. It's always been the one kind of constant with Blake and I, is that, like, you know, we really root for each other.
What began as a single legal challenge quickly evolved into a multi-layered battle of counterclaims and high-stakes accusations. Blake Lively initiated a $250 million lawsuit against director Justin Baldoni and his production company, alleging that she endured a toxic and hostile work environment during production. In a swift counter-response, Baldoni launched a countersuit demanding $400 million, accusing Lively and her partner Ryan Reynolds of orchestrating a calculated power grab to seize control of the creative process. This legal conflict extends far beyond a simple monetary dispute. It's a fierce contest for narrative control and reputational survival. Both sides are mobilizing extensive legal resources and meticulously assembling evidence, which includes internal communications, detailed timelines, and financial records. Lively's team is emphasizing a consistent pattern of workplace mistreatment, while Baldoni's camp is focused on demonstrating how the alleged power grab disrupted the natural flow of creativity on set. Every deposition, cross-examination, and newly surfaced document deepens the complexity of this case. The courtroom has transformed into a battleground where personal ambition, artistic vision, and professional integrity collide. Observers note that the outcome of these intertwined lawsuits could set significant precedents regarding creative control and the limits of celebrity influence in Hollywood. With stakes this high, both camps are determined to present compelling narratives to sway public opinion and the court's judgment. This legal duel is not merely a clash of egos, but a landmark case that may redefine contractual disputes and power dynamics within the entertainment industry, echoing far beyond the confines of the courtroom. In a bid to control the unfolding narrative, Blake Lively's legal team sought to impose a gag order on Justin Baldoni's attorney, aiming to silence critical voices and restrict the flow of damaging information. Their goal was to stem the tide of revelations that could further complicate their case. However, the presiding judge delivered a decisive blow by denying the request, asserting that the freedom of the press and the public's right to access legal documents must prevail. This ruling has profound implications. It not only keeps the details of the case in the public domain, but also ensures that all sides of the story are exposed to scrutiny.
We had a good time. No one died, which was nice.
That was good.
And 4 kids, it's just a zoo. Like, you just surrender, right?
You just have to surrender.
24/7, you surrender. When we had our 4th, I was so happy because I always wanted to make sure that we always had someone on hand to give me strep throat. And now we're covered.
It's true. It's rolling sickness.
There's just never a healthy, a full clean slate health ever.
The denial of the gag order stands as a testament to the principle that in high-profile legal battles, transparency is non-negotiable. By allowing the release of confidential details, the court has set a precedent that reinforces accountability over celebrity privilege, ensuring that no one can simply mute the voices that demand the truth. In an innovative move to assert control over the narrative, Justin Baldoni's team has taken to the digital space by launching a comprehensive evidence website. This online repository meticulously compiles timelines, text messages, emails, and video clips that are all aimed at painting a vivid picture of the events as they unfolded. The website serves as a public dossier, challenging Blake Lively's account by presenting what they claim is irrefutable evidence of her unauthorized takeover of the film's production. Every document and digital artifact is organized to build a coherent case, suggesting that the actions taken by Lively were not spontaneous, but rather part of a deliberate strategy to manipulate the project's direction. This public display of evidence not only bolsters Baldoni's legal position, but also galvanizes public opinion, inviting viewers to scrutinize every detail and piece together the full story. By taking this transparent approach, Baldoni's camp is redefining how evidence is shared in celebrity legal battles, merging traditional courtroom drama with modern digital advocacy. The legal filings and public statements have now shifted the focus towards serious allegations that cast Blake Lively as a narcissistic and calculating force within the production. Court documents and witness testimony suggest that her actions were far from incidental. Instead, they paint a picture of deliberate manipulation aimed at undermining director Justin Baldoni's authority. The evidence points to a pattern of behavior where Lively not only intervened in critical creative decisions, but did so with an apparent intent to control every facet of the project. Critics and insiders alike argue that her maneuvers, ranging from unauthorized edits to sidelining key personnel, reflect a broader strategy of self-promotion at the expense of collaborative filmmaking. Such behavior, as documented in the filings, is indicative of a celebrity who prioritizes personal ambition over professional integrity. As these allegations gain traction, the narrative of Lively's involvement shifts, increasingly portraying her as a mastermind of manipulation, whose actions have set off a cascade of professional and legal repercussions that now threaten to tarnish her once sterling reputation. Perhaps the most damning evidence in this unfolding saga is the documentation of Blake Lively's direct interference in the creative process, a role that traditionally belongs solely to the production team. Multiple sources now reveal that she actively engaged in decisions that impacted the film's narrative, from rewriting scenes to making unauthorized wardrobe and editing choices.
But he is the most overly feminized man I've had to endure in recent history. Everything he says is self-flagellating over the fact that he's a man. But
Video footage and financial receipts have surfaced, showing that Lively not only overstepped her designated role as an actress, but took control of key production elements without proper authorization. This creative takeover suggests that her involvement went far beyond mere performance, encroaching upon areas that are critical to the integrity and vision of the film. Such actions have not only disrupted the established workflow, but have also raised serious questions about her motivations and her understanding of professional boundaries. The evidence of her interference is a stark reminder that in Hollywood, the battle for creative control can lead to profound disputes. Disputes that have the power to derail entire projects and redefine the roles and responsibilities of even the most celebrated stars. Amid mounting legal pressure and a steadily growing body of evidence, the possibility of an accelerated trial is becoming an increasingly real threat. Originally scheduled for March 2026, the trial date might be moved forward as the court seeks to resolve this high-profile dispute before further complications arise. The urgency is driven by the rapid escalation of events and the continuous influx of new, potentially damning evidence against Blake Lively. In response to these pressures, her legal team is frantically working to delay deposing a key attorney they claim has previously defamed her, a move that many see as an attempt to stall the inevitable reckoning. This resistance, however, is only intensifying the scrutiny on her, as legal experts warn that an expedited trial could expose further inconsistencies in her account. The looming threat of an accelerated trial has added a palpable sense of urgency to the proceedings, forcing all parties to brace for a rapid series of hearings that could very well determine the fate of not just a single film, but the careers of two of Hollywood's most high-profile stars. In a controversial and ultimately ill-fated maneuver, Blake Lively is accused of deliberately trying to shift the blame for the film's disastrous marketing and production issues onto director Justin Baldoni and his production company. Legal filings reveal that she not only attempted to redirect criticism, but also sought to orchestrate a public apology from Baldoni, positioning him as the primary culprit behind the project's failures. By framing herself as the aggrieved party, Lively appeared to be deflecting attention from her own missteps and the questionable decisions that contributed to the overall debacle. This strategic move was clearly intended to reshape public perception, making it seem as though the tumult was caused solely by external forces rather than by her own actions. However, the plan quickly unraveled when Baldoni and his team categorically refused to issue any apology, effectively neutralizing her narrative. The rejection not only undermined Lively's attempt to control the story, but also exposed the fragility of her crisis management strategy. Critics and industry insiders have since lambasted the tactic, describing it as a calculated effort to rewrite the narrative in her favor at a time when accountability was crucial. The backlash has been swift and severe. Observers argue that this attempt at blame shifting is emblematic of a broader pattern in her approach to crisis management, one that relies on deflection and misdirection rather than genuine accountability. Legal experts point out that such tactics, while potentially effective in the short term, can significantly damage a celebrity's reputation when scrutinized under the intense glare of public and legal examination. As evidence mounts, it becomes increasingly clear that this maneuver has only added complexity to an already tangled dispute, with both legal and public repercussions continuing to escalate. Ultimately, this episode serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of trying to manipulate public opinion through blame shifting. In an industry where every action is magnified, the failure of this strategy not only deepens the legal quagmire, but also reinforces the notion that transparency and accountability remain the cornerstones of credibility, even in the high-stakes world of Hollywood. The most explosive allegation in this high-stakes drama is the claim that Blake Lively colluded with the New York Times to manufacture a damaging hit piece against Justin Baldoni. According to metadata extracted from legal documents, there appears to have been a coordinated effort to cast Baldoni as the villain, effectively shifting the narrative away from Lively's own questionable decisions. This claim of media collusion suggests that the dispute has spilled far beyond the confines of the courtroom, reaching into the realms of public relations and journalistic integrity. The evidence points to a deliberate strategy to influence public opinion by leveraging the power of one of the world's most respected news organizations. As the investigation into these allegations deepens, questions are being raised about the ethical boundaries of celebrity influence and the lengths to which a public figure might go to protect their image. If proven true, this collusion would not only exacerbate the legal troubles facing Lively, but also trigger a broader debate about the relationship between the media and Hollywood's elite.